Right, I have a little bit of a problem. I did just try to fit the engine in the frame. One of these engine plates is out. Yeah, I did have it on the actually have it on the frame fully in to start with, but I just took that off to see if that made any difference. But it hasn't. This plate at the back, you can see, pretty much lines up. That will do, and that's not completely tight on the bottom stud rather, but that will actually line up. However, this front one won't. That's way out. Yeah, no matter how you twist this about, loosen them off, whatever, this is out of alignment here. So consequently it doesn't line up at the back either. Right, so this I think might have even been repaired in the past, because there's some sort of welding gone on here. So you can get new plates. I think about 140 quid, reproduction plates, but I think I might just have a go and see if I can straighten it up first. So I'm going to have to take them back off the engine and have another look at them and see what I can do, if anything. Right, I don't know if you can see, but there is some all around here. Looks like there's been some repair or bending up and bashing about and all sorts of stuff going on. This one looks okay, which is the good side. But this one is definitely in better days. It's all really kind of bent up all over the place. Yeah, so I think to start with, I'll try and flatten it out. Looks like there's a little bit of a twist and all sorts in there. Yeah, it's hard to line it up that way round, the correct way round. What I have to do is put that one on top of there. So if I line all this end up, all these holes, that bush, spacer, those ones, get all those lined up. Yeah, you can see how far out that is. Right, so these are all lined up here. I'll put got a bolt somewhere. Did have some thin bolts. Where they're gone. Yeah, anyway, well, you can see that is sort of lined up. Through there. That's lined up. That's lined up. Those two. About there, about lined up. So that kind of follows round there okay, or that edge. Start to come here. And you can see that one's off, that one's well off, that one's off, that one's off. Yeah, so what I need to do, I think, is I need to line, yeah, I need to line the front ones up and move the back to match that one. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think it's worth having a go. If not, I'll just have to buy some new ones, which all adds to the increasing budget for this build. So yeah, right, let's have a little further delve into this and see what we can do. Yeah, just knock the paint off that. You can see there's possibly been a repair done there in the past. Definitely been knocked about anyway. Possibly a weld. Right, so I think what we'll do is I'll cut that at that point. Line it all up, re-weld it, and I'll probably put, because it is the thinnest part of the frame there, well, apart from that bit there, I might even put a flat piece over the back just to give it a bit of extra strength. But yeah, I think that's the thing to do, is just to cut that there. Right, I think we're sort of ready to have a little go at welding this up. So I've got holes all lined up, got this clamped, got these holes lined up, and I've got some spacers in there just to hold the gap, so the gap is the same all the way around. And you can probably see how far out that is. That's sort of touching there, not there. So yeah, next thing will be just to get a bit of a bead on there. I'm probably going to have to pull that in a bit, I think, just to hold it. We'll just get a spot maybe up this end, spot weld up this end first, on this end, yeah, and run a bead down. Right, that's that side done. I'm just going to let that cool down, then I'll take it off the other side and flip it over, do the reverse, clean it up, and then we'll see about putting a little plate somewhere just to give that a bit of extra strength. But I think that might well work, hopefully. Save buying another set anyway. I've just gone over a little bit with a grinder just to flatten it off slightly, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry too much. That is only an engine plate, and that side I think I'll just leave that as is for now. I might go over it later with a grinder, but yeah, I don't think that'll really matter. Right, next thing, let's make sure it's actually correct. Well, that's looking better. Front bolt is in. Well, it should be a stud really, I think, but that's all I've got. Bottom stud, can't really see it under there. In there, that's in. Rear stud is in. These now all perfectly line up. The only thing that's a little bit out is this. I think this might be a little bit, need to go that way a little bit, but that will all pull straight, I think. Right, so I think the next thing is, well, I haven't got the correct spacers, get the front part of the frame on and make sure that goes okay. Right, well that fitted a whole lot better. Right, I think I've got this right. I think this is flat on this side. There's a little built-in sort of in the casting there, a little built-in spacer piece. So I think this plate this side goes flush to that side, and this side I need the spacers. Not exactly sure what size they're meant to be, so you can get them. They're not a lot of money. I might as well just order them rather than make them, or just order one and make the other one. Yeah, so that's got to be done. So I'll now get the rear end back on and see if that sits okay now. because I think there is a bit of a twist in this frame. Yeah, I mean, to me it looks twisted, but perhaps that's just how they are. Now, this is off, these are off centre anyway, which kind of deceives the eye. So that has a little kink in it, I think. Anyway, that's slightly over that way to make room for the drive sprocket and everything on that side. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether that's straight or not, but I'll get it on there, see how it looked like. Usually you can tell by eye whether it's straight or wrong. If not, I might have to try and get another subframe, because trying to straighten that without a proper jig is going to be really difficult unless you actually disassemble it and then re-weld it. So yeah, I'll get that on and we'll have a look. Right, so this is what makes me think that's a little bit twisted. I've got that one right the way through. That one started but not right the way through. This is in this side but not right the way through. So we'll take it around the other side. The bolt is sort of up here. Should be down here. So yeah. And this one down here, well, that one isn't too far out actually, that probably would go. But yeah, something wrong here. Yeah, so this is a little bit, I'll knock that other one through, I think, see what happens up here. That's almost as if that needs to twist a bit up the top. Yeah, right, I'll give that a go. Right, bottom ones are in. Actually that just needs a little tap and that was there. This, I'm wondering now, actually I think that might be out. That's definitely got a bend in it. And that one has got a slight bend but not so much. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, that's a bit closer. I think if I had someone here to push one end while I push the other, I think that would go. That basically needs to, this needs to go that way, or this needs to come this way a bit. So I might be able to get a strap on it. Let's just see whether I can get that in. I think it probably will, because there is a bit of flex here. It's just trying to push that, pull that and pull that all at the same time. So yeah, I'll put the camera down again and we'll have another go. Right, that's in, although I haven't actually tightened it down or anything, and you can see that is a little bit, this bracket is a little bit out. Right, so that is in. Next thing is going to be this, the swing arm, getting the swing arm bolt in. Whether that looks straight or not, I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah, there's not really much you can get a measurement off. I really need a wheel in, or front and back wheel in, and check for alignment that way. That yeah, that does look kind of twisted, but then there's so many brackets and things on there. Get that out of the way. So many different brackets and things along the bottom. It's hard to tell whether that's right or not. You know, I'd be surprised if it hasn't got a little bit of a bend in it, because you know, obviously that was a scramble bike, so that's bound to have been planted in the mud more than once. Right, swing arm is in. That did need a little bit of a tap to get the spindle through. Let's see this or not. Let's get a bit of light down here. It is slightly tighter at the back than it is at the front. There's a little bit of a gap there. So yeah, but that is in there. Yeah. Let's say whether that is straight or not, I don't know. It's really difficult to tell. I suppose anything I could, if I take the engine out, maybe get a measurement off each side from the rear axle, from the back here up to the front. Point a centre point at the front there. We just need to take the engine back out again to do that though. Yeah, I don't look. I say don't look too far out. It is hard to tell. Yeah, I think first of all I'll get the spacers for the front, so we can get that tight. We know that's square then. Incorrect. Don't know whether there should be some shims in here. Well, that one's tight up against that thing, but yeah, this side, don't know whether there should be something in there. I've got a parts book, but it's not an illustrated parts book. It just gives you a list of bits. You have to kind of guess where they go. And the same there. Pretty sure there must be something in there for that. Yeah, so, but at least that is in there. Oh, hang on, no, that has actually pulled that over a bit, putting that together. So yeah, perhaps there is a bit of a twist in that rear frame. Yeah, bit more to think about there, I think. Try and do some measuring. Really need a rear wheel, that's what I really need. Still looking. no luck finding one of any description, let alone a pedal hub, which I don't think I ever find any of them. I suppose really I want to, I got a Pathfinder hub on the front. I probably really will put a Pathfinder hub on the back to match. So yeah, just got to keep an eye out for one of them. Yeah, so I have to take all this bits again. That it's going to need painting. That the engine plates are going to need painting. But before I do that, I'll get those spacers and get that set up and see if that looks okay. I think that will probably, that's about all I can do for this one. Yeah, it's very bitty, unfortunately, trying to do this, because I'm always waiting for trying to find parts. And yeah, well, yeah, other thing, I have got to do have a look at this gearbox seal. I'm assuming there's a seal behind there, because when I put the oil in that gearbox, it was seeping out the bottom here. I've now emptied it again. So yeah, I have got to take that off anyway, just to do that seal. Right, so I think that is it for this one. Yeah, so I think maybe I'll get the head race bearings in as well, get the forks on, have a look at that, see how that goes. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, and please like, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so.